Summer body, how to get a summer body. Today we're going to talk on a short description, a short episode, and how to get a summer body as we are now in early June. All right, let's find out how we're going to do that. All right, my name's Tristan Lowe, the channel's Health No Filter, and first thing I'm going to do for those of you watching on YouTube is take off these shades because they're no good to me indoors. All right, a summer body, let's look at it. I'm going to look at 5 things we need to do to actually get that body that we want. All right, let's start. Okay, here are 5 tips. Strength training, cardio, nutrition, daylight, and sleep. Let's start with strength training. We all know the benefits of strength training. Makes your body stronger, ligaments, muscles, tendons stronger, stimulates your nervous system, improves your metabolism and your appetite and your posture. All right, now, if you strength train twice a week, 35 to 45 minute sessions, pressing muscles, pulling muscles, rotational muscles, up and down, forward and back, you're going to be, without a doubt, at some point in better shape. Usually takes up to about 8 weeks to have a noticeable change in the body. Some people it could be 7, some people it could be 3 months, and some of course even more. Let's go 8 weeks, training twice a week. If you get up to 3 times a week, possibly within 6 weeks, there'll be a noticeable difference if you're starting from scratch, okay? That means as in your levels of strength, your levels of resistance training, how quick you recover. Now, when you start your strength training for summer, don't wait until June or July. You can do, but I would say at the very latest, you should be doing that around February, even March, okay? If you're going to train 2 or 3 times a week throughout February and March into April, by May all the way through till September, you will look better, feel better, and perform better. That's your strength training. That's resistance training with free weights, barbells, TRX, body weight sessions, kettlebells, anything like medicine balls, fixed path machines if you go to a leisure centre or a gym. Okay, so that's number 1. Now number 2, if you remember rightly, was cardio. Want to get your body in better shape for summer? Start with your cardio as well. Mix some of that in. Cardio or aerobic exercise, that would be running, swimming, walking, cycling, rowing, maybe even a sport. You can exercise your body in a cardiovascular manner without doing any of those exercises by doing strength training, by doing enough repetitions in your workout with enough intensity and a short recovery periods that you actually have a cardiovascular effect on the body. It feels almost like aerobic training, but it's not. Yes, you are getting your heart rate up to, safely at least 70-75% of your maximum heart rate. But you can strength train to such a degree, remember, with enough repetitions and enough sets and short recovery period that your heartbeat is anything between 70 and 90% of its maximum. All right, so you can actually get a cardiovascular workout with strength training. If you're really stuck for time, you'll really push for time. Otherwise, walk every day. Walk 6-7 days a week, 35 minutes to an hour. Forget the 10,000 step rule. That's a marketing strategy made up by people over in the tech world. Doesn't need to be 10,000 steps for all we care. Could be 9,000 or 14,000. Walk at a brisk pace for up to an hour, or if you've got time, the more than an hour, 5, 6, even 7 days a week. Hasn't got to be a particular time. If you struggle first thing in the morning, then walk at night. If you struggle at night, walk first thing in the morning. If you're splitting hairs, walk during the day. Now, next thing is probably the broadest subject of them all, your nutrition. If you decide, you know that you've got a very busy summer coming up, in terms of work, holidays, social gatherings, barbecues, drinking sessions, anything like that, and you want to be in better shape physically and aesthetically for summer, you can't be going out drinking alcohol, 1, 2, 3 times a week, and getting, lagered up and thinking, well, why isn't my body in good shape? Because you're putting lots of alcohol in your body, and alcohol makes you hungry for junk food, so it compounds it because you eat more junk food, more processed food, and you sleep poor. So, dial your nutrition in. You want a better body for summer? We're looking at summer as May all the way through till September, possibly June. If we over in the UK, we kind of bring it down to 3 months a year, that would be June, July, August, or maybe, July, August, September, or maybe June, July, August, or maybe May. Okay, but look, 3 to 4 months of, to some degree, good weather. over here in the UK. Over in the States, parts of North America, South America, Europe, places like that, Asia, can be 6 months. Dial your nutrition in. Work on your nutrition late autumn even. Late winter. Start dialing your nutrition in by January, if not February. You know, if you've got your nutrition dialed in with good sources of proteins, fats, carbohydrates, sun, vitamins, hydration levels, you're working on that in February. You know, February, March and April, there's your 3 months already. You've built up that good habit of eating nice and healthy, a clean diet, not eating too many calories, and the calories that you do eat are healthy, yeah? Nutrition's a broad subject, so think about that. Don't try and get a summer body, you know, by just exercising. That's not gonna work. Yes, you may be fitter and stronger, but you're not gonna get your body fat down the way that you want to. You've gotta have those disciplines. You know, not be perfect, just be good at those different disciplines. The next one on our on my list of 5 ways is daylight. Well, don't wait until May or June to get daylight. You should be out in the daylight every day, even in winter. All right, if it's pouring down with hailstones and there's a tornado outside or a hurricane, which is very, very rare, you know, then get out, yeah. If it's too dark, walk in the morning. If it's too late at night, walk in the morning. If you find that you're busy at night, walk in the morning. If not, if you work from home or you've got an hour's lunch break, go and walk on your lunch break. You want daylight, you know, it gives you vitamin D from the sun. You know, even in winter, you're going to get some, you know, vitamin D, but more in spring and summer. It may not be enough. That's why you've got to dial up your nutrition as well to get your vitamins in on top of daylight. The sunlight is really good for your eyes. It's really good for your eyes, your skin, your nervous system, your feel-good hormones, your libido, your sex drive, your libido. You know, it's good for all elements of your body, all the different systems, yeah? And of course, if you're out, you're not going to go and stand outside on the spot and not move. You're going to move. So that brings us into walking or cycling or outdoor swimming, yeah, or running. Okay, so get outdoors as much as you can. You know, if it gets boring, go with someone else and have something to talk about. Or take your favorite channel on your iPod, your iPhone or whatever it is and listen to a podcast or some music. But get outdoors, because a lot of people work indoors. You know, so not only are you sedentary in a enclosed environment, which is not healthy for us. Yeah, it doesn't matter what your profession is or how much you earn, you're actually doing something that's unhealthy. You're staying indoors for up to 8-9 hours a day, and that's just for work. Then you get in your car, then you go home and you go to bed, and you repeat 5 days a week, 48, 49 weeks a year. Get outdoors, all right? Golfers, outdoor runners, you know, long distance cyclists, you get a lot of fresh air, a lot of daylight, that's great, but not everyone's one of those. So, and finally is sleep, you know, which is quite topical at the moment, because in the last sort of week and a half, I keep waking up really early before my alarm. It comes around this time every year. Yeah, my room's a little bit warmer, a little bit lighter, you know, even with blackout blinds, it still gets a little bit light in the room, and the temperature goes up. You can leave the window open all day and night. So, and you can only go to bed that much earlier. There's no point me trying to go to bed at 8 o'clock at night because it's still light and it's still warm. Yeah, on a work night, try and get to bed between 10 and 11. Yeah, maybe quarter of an hour either way. Maybe asleep by 11 o'clock, 11:15, but keep waking up at 5 o'clock instead of 6 o'clock. It must be the time of year. But you can always combat that or work with that. Don't panic. I try not to panic. If I don't get enough sleep, I think, well, okay, what can I do today? I can make sure I get my vitamins in, my hydration in, do some light exercise, go out walking, you know, keep course correcting. You know, so we've got, starting from the top, how to get a summer body. It's going to take you 8 to 12 weeks, depending on your physiological state, your homeostasis at the time, your body weight, your body fat, your visceral fat. You know, if you've got 42 pounds, 3 stone to lose, it's going to take longer. But generally, we don't always have 3 stone, 42 pounds to lose. Let's say 14 to 21 pounds, 1 to 1.5 stone. Start working out in March, yeah? It's not too late though. We're now 1st, 2nd of June. What you can do is start today. You put the work in. So do your resistance training now, because you're already behind the curve, you're already behind time. Train 3 times a week. Do 3 strength-based sessions a week, yeah? Have an hour's walk every day, 6 or 7 days a week, rain or shine, yeah? Get up and walk after your meals. Try and get you better sleep. Minimize your alcohol, minimize your junk food. You know, you're going to get a flatter stomach, your face is going to start to look better, your skin's going to look better, everything, yeah? It may be a matter of opinion, but what is a fact is that you'll be healthier and fitter, irrespective of how you look. You know, you want to go on that holiday and look nice in July, August, September, do something about it now. Don't wait until, you know, a week before your holiday and think, oh, I'm going to starve myself for a week. You just get ill and ratty and won't enjoy your holiday, and you're going to put all that weight back on again. Yeah? You want a summer body, preferably target your summer body in winter. At the worst case scenario, spring. Yeah? You should be targeting a summer body in spring, but it's even not too late if it's late spring, early summer. You're only a month behind the curve, which means you put extra work in. That's it. They're the 5 elements. They're the 5 things you need to take account of in order to get a better summer body and walk down the beach looking good and feeling good. Doesn't matter how old you are. All right, that's it. My name's Tristan Lowe. The channel's Health No Filter. I think we're now into episode 134, 133, 134. Keep going. I'm a professional personal trainer and sports massage therapist with 18 years behind my belt as a professional. I've been fortunate enough to work with all kinds of bodies, shapes and sizes, different personalities, different questions, different conversations. But one thing reigns common amongst all the clients that I've been fortunate enough to meet. They all want to be healthier and stay healthy, and so should you. Watch the channel on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, all the channels, all the socials. Yep, look after yourself. Take care. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.